All right, guys, I'm getting ready to take the timing chain cover off. I've already went up underneath the vehicle and unscrewed the two 13mm bolts from the oil pan that go from the bottom up into the timing chain cover, and then it's just a matter of removing the 13, not the 13, but the 13mm bolts around the timing chain cover. Also, man, I've noticed, I've been having issues when they go to, take my clip, my electrical connectors, separate my electrical connector, a lot of those clips, they so fragile from the heat. Be real careful, Cause a lot of those little red clips that lock those connectors in, man, they get stuck, and, just take your time. Cause I've noticed I've broken a few of those little red clips. Anyway, just 13mm and work your way around. Got a stubborn one here. Come back to that one. All these. Okay. So they want to play. All right, so I have to switch them out. Get my other 13. Okay. I already loosened that one. There it is right there. Then I got 110 right here. I don't think I need to take that off though. I don't think I need to loosen that one. So how many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus the 2 at the bottom. 12 13mm bolts. Don't forget about the 2 at the bottom. And that should be ready to come off. Get that. Definitely don't show you that on camera. Okay, guys. First real issue. As you can see, I had to take my hood off. And you see why. So there is not enough clearance to get the oil pan out from underneath the cross member there. So in order to overcome that, luckily I got an engine hoist. So as you can see, and I'm not trying to jack the engine up and take it out. I'm just trying to raise it up enough to get my oil pan out. So what I end up doing is the cross member there, that whole assembly, you got 4 bolts. 4 bolts. And those 4 bolts, I took the 2 back bolts out, all the way out. And then the 2 front bolts, I just lowered it enough, maybe 2 inches, just so they barely hanging in there, enough, enough threads to, keep it up supported. And that dropped it down maybe 2 inches. That dropped that whole assembly down maybe 2.5 inches. And by me doing that, that gave me enough clearance in order to free my oil pan up. So, as you can see, let's see if you can see the oil pan. There's my oil pan there, laying on the ground there. It's on the ground there, see it? That's my oil pan. I'm just too lazy to get up under there to grab it, but I just wanted to record that video real quick. But once again, I'm just holding that engine up enough, supporting the engine. And I pulled the oil pan out. Got me enough clearance to get the oil pan out. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna tighten everything that assembly back up, and then when I get ready to put the oil pan back in, I'll do the same thing in reverse. So there's not enough clearance to get the oil pan out. So if you don't have an engine hoist, I've been reading where some guys used jacks to support that assembly. And they got like hockey pucks, two or three hockey pucks, and rigged it up where they could get it up, the engine up high enough to get the oil pan out. But in my case, luckily I have an engine hoist. But if you don't have an engine hoist, there are in several forums, the Corvette forum and others, where they talk about using hockey pucks and maybe pieces of wood to get that engine up high enough and lower the that assembly, that 2.5, 3 inches that you need to get the oil pan out. So now now I can start working on taking the oil pump off, timer chain, what this whole video is about. But I just wanted to give you an update on that. All right, guys, oil pan removed. Now I'm gonna start scraping some of this gasket off, this RTV off. Then we're gonna take the oil pump off. Before I take the oil pump, I need to put lock it in, because I am gonna be reusing my oil pump. So take your time, get this stuff off of here. But you already know all that. I think you need to see it. Yeah, clean it up pretty good. Then I get some Scotch-Brite and clean all that up later. But I have my oil pump positioner here, make sure it doesn't move before I take it off. And I've got this pretty cheap on eBay, a couple of bucks, maybe $8 to $10 or some shit. So the idea is just to put your bolts in there. There've been reports of people putting their shit back together and they losing oil pressure, so I'm just being extra precautious. Lock this in place. Now, I've seen some guys say they don't even really need to do this because they you just need to make sure when you put your oil pan, I took the oil pan off. So you just need to make sure when you have the oil pan off that when you put it back on, you make sure you're lined up, and then you make sure it's seated in that. But I'm just gonna be extra cautious here. And lock this in. one side. Then we do the other side, then I take the oil pump off. We getting there. Make sure that's nice and snug now. Yeah. So grab 15 and we take the oil pump off. Excuse me. Grab your 13. Take the oil pump. These are all the same size appears, so. Okay, so we've put my oil pump brackets in to make sure put my oil pump in exactly the same position it is when I put it back. I'm at top dead center. And let's take the oil pump out. Yeah. Oil pump is out. Okay. Let's see. Yep. I'm at top dead center. Dot to dot. Dot to dot. Top dead center. now, I get my needle nose here, and